Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, comments, donations, super chats, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's go ahead and ring this bell. Let's clear out this energy, and then we'll see what the message of Spirit has for us today. Truth. Truth, 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 truth. That's what I'm hearing. Bottom of the deck, peace. Somebody wants to be at peace. Hey, J. Mike. They want to be at peace because they know that this group that they were sitting around, that they were around, that they thought that everything was funny. It's not funny. Now they're looking at it as they were really immature. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Hey, Miss Pretty Girl Swag. I'm telling you right now, today, someone is actually exploring living outside of that group because they want to be themselves. They watch you be you, do you, and rise. And they weren't happy where they were at because that group, they used to do some weird shit thinking it was funny, but nobody actually thought it was funny. It's just that they were afraid to speak out. Hey, Beatrice. It's like it's time for them to become a nicer person. It's time for them to think about how they treat people. That's what they see. Because you know what? They was addicted to some crazy shit. I'm telling you, they was hanging out with how you hang out with the wrong crowd and you start doing that wrong crowd bullshit. That's what they was doing. And they're being haunted by this now because they know they was a driving force. They were their only driving force in having to learn a valuable lesson. And that lesson is about which direction each of us chooses to go in life. Somebody now sees that it's up to them. It's up to them to save themselves. Nobody's coming in on a white horse, galloping in to save the day. It's up to that person to save the day for themselves. Hey, Shaylin, how are you? Yeah, somebody is they're really thinking about things. They're really conscientious about how they treated you, what they actually put you through. And they're embarrassed because when they start thinking about what they did on purpose, they're embarrassed. Because this is a relationship that they were supposed to have been a part of. This is something that they should have taken up for. This is the time that somebody sees that they were supposed to have been a leader, but they weren't. There was a follower. This person was too afraid to lead. They were. That's why they weren't there. They were too afraid to step in and be the face of someone, to be the face of opposition, to say, you know what, this really ain't even funny. Let's stop this. Or you need to sit down. You need to be quiet. Because when they think about how they treated you, they feel like shit. They really do. Because they know that you were a person that's always of service. You always did things for them. You always helped them out. You always tried to lift them up. You always tried to make them feel good. If they had something that they couldn't do, you was like, I got you. All you gotta do is say the word. It's me and you against the wind, against the world. But this person, it was just you against the world, and really against, and that person against you. You just didn't know it at the time. Hey, Pharaoh Wolf Dog, how are you? Plus, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything to deserve the treatment that you got. Somebody thought that they was just so slick, so sly, that you didn't know what they was doing. They thought that they had handled themselves perfectly, but now when they sit back and they think about it, they know that they were not. All of this stuff is being brought to their attention. A lot of things are being brought to their attention now about how they acted and why you disconnected from them. Because, see, this person felt it was so important about what other people thought about them, like how I look in society. That's so important. What everyone has to think about me. But now they realize the important thing was that connection with you. That was the only important thing out there. This person, they were privileged. They were privileged to have the opportunity to even be around you. For you to do things to help this person now, they understand it was a privilege. Anything that they received, they understand now that you were such a great force that they were privileged to receive all of this. Hey, K. Ivy. This is not something that you didn't owe them anything. It's like they had to have everything stripped away from them for them to realize you didn't have to give them a damn thing. But you did. And you know what? You never asked for anything in return. The only thing that you wanted in return was respect, was some love, was things that they didn't have to come out of their pocket to buy you. All they had to do was come out of their heart. And they were so selfish, they didn't even give you that. Hey, Lightworker William, we're glad that you're here. See, now somebody is looking at things differently. It's all in the perception. It's all in, are your eyes really open? Do you really see what you're needing to see? Or are you just kind of glossing some shit over? And now this person is really seeing that they were really vain. They were really vain. And not just they were vain, but whoever they was following was a narcissist. That person was extremely vain, like the world owes me something. When they realized the world don't owe them shit. This is why they have to save themselves. Confirmation. Because now they realize nobody else is going to do it. And it starts with taking care of self. Hey, Nana. It starts with taking care of self. But this person, they're going through something right now. They're going through a lot of karma right now. And they understand that karma is because they brought you so much conflict. So they know this is what they deserve. And and you know what? I don't know who the fuck they thought they was going to follow, but whoever they thought was the shining light, the star of the show, they did it because that person, they thought that person had an award-winning personality, and that person was cool, and that person this and that person that, but they understand that person was just really, really immature. There's a time to work and there's a time to play. Whoever they were following never got any work done because they always played. They played in emotions, they played in energy, they played in relationships, they played with people's money. That's all they did. They played. Now someone is understanding that that was not the way to go. Playing, they was playing in that dark energy too. They thought that they loved this person and they thought this person loved them. But when it came down to it, when they really came down to it, they saw that who they loved was a witch, a warlock, somebody that considered themselves a grand wizard. That's who they thought they loved. This was a kitchen witch. I mean, not a kitchen witch, but a church witch. And that's why this person thought, oh, this is the best person. This is who I love, because it was a church witch, somebody that would go to church and then they would be in their kitchen later on with the frog tails. I don't know if they have frog tails. I don't mess around with frogs. And everything else I don't mess around with, because I don't mess around with nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm afraid to touch everything except for butterflies, ladybugs, and my dog. That's it. Somebody now, they decided it's time for them to work hard on themselves. Not only do they have to save themselves, but they actually have to work to figure out what their purpose in life is. It's time to get down to the brass tacks and figure out what they really need to be doing. Because following that asshole, that jokester, the one who thought that they was just the bee's knees, they see that's not it. That is not it. They made a promise to themselves that they're gonna go back home. Wherever home is, once they find themselves, they have to go back home. They allow themselves to get carried away so much, they don't even know where the fuck they at. They have no idea where they at and how they even got there. And it may not even be a physical location. It's just, how did I allow myself to get fucked up like this? How did I allow myself to get so far off of track that I don't even have a clue as to get back? Somebody wants to come visit you. They want to come visit you so bad because they know you know the answer. You know what to tell them. You know how to guide them. You know what to say. But this is somebody that's thinking about you, and for some reason, you're not there. And when that person was supposed to have been there for you, they weren't. They did nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know, it's funny how somebody can sit there and say that you're crazy, you got issues, this, that, and the other, you this, you that, you this, you that. But when it comes down to it, and whenever the truth comes out, like the truth is coming out now, it ends up being whoever smelt it, dealt it. So they were sitting there talking about you, what you didn't do right, what you didn't know, how you was always this and you was always that, only to find out that it was who they was following. That one was the one that was always drunk, high, living outside of anything that's acceptable to society, living in those confines of that snake skin. That's the one. It wasn't you. It was them. And this person, the whole time, they said absolutely nothing. Nothing to defend you. Nothing speaking in your honor. They said not one damn thing. Even whenever you try telling them the whole backstory of why somebody might be doing this, or be careful of this, even whenever they found out the backstory, they still chose to do not a damn thing. That's why you ended it. That's why you left. That's why you was finished. Because you know what? He was like, bitch can do bad by myself. I'm not gonna sit here and put all this work in, trying to create, how can we get along, trying to bend over backwards and everything. Ain't nobody trying to do all that for somebody not to at least reciprocate. Put something into it. Act like you really fucking care. They didn't. So you had to meet them or leave them where they stood. Once you left, that whole tribe, everybody that was so fun, they was doing shit and it was so funny. All of them, that tribe, started giving them that smoke. Hey, Malcolm. And see, now they sitting back and they thinking about everything. Their third eye is open, their crown is open, their heart is still opening up, their throat chakra is still closed, but they're trying to force it open. They're trying to have their sacral chakra and their solar plexus chakra and their base chakra. They're trying to force all of that open so everything just comes out and they really say what they need to say. But what they really want to say is they understand why you defended yourself. Because you was a whole earth angel here. You was wholesome. You didn't do anything to anyone. You helped people, but your motto was, if I cannot help you, I'm not going to hurt you. You had to defend yourself. You had to, because this person, like I said, it's much bullshit that person knew the backstory, watched you go through, added to the situation, was around that fucking snake, and thought that everything was funny. They knew that you had endured a lot. They knew you had to defend yourself. See, somebody, it's like they thought that they could control you like a puppet. They thought, that person, they think we're so close, I can control them. Because it was something, it was like this generational thing that was going on. And you was the scapegoat. You was the black sheep. You was the one. But see, now they're realizing you being that scapegoat, you being that black sheep, you being that one, you was the only one with the gift. You was the only one that knew what the hell was going on, what was getting ready to happen, who it was going to happen to. You couldn't pinpoint the day. You wasn't that good, but you knew some shit was going to happen. You even told that person. You even told that person, be careful about what you're doing and why you're doing it, because you're going to find out that people know. It's like somebody purposely did some shit, but they didn't think that anyone was going to see it. You saw it, and there are some other people that saw it. And now they're finding out that the other people that saw it are starting to speak up about it, especially since you are no longer there. This is what makes this person now want to change. Is it shame? Is it that they are finally waking up and they're seeing that they was a flying monkey? Is it the fact that you are on your spiritual throne and they had no idea even what a spiritual throne was until you walked away and they really got serious about some shit because shit really got serious with them? See, not just that, but you started taking up for yourself. You was telling everybody what you had endured. You're not holding back. You're not going to be quiet. You don't give a shit. You are not the one that gives a shit about what other people think of you. The black sheep, the scapegoat, they never do. You know why? Because we were raised in that environment to feel ashamed. But if we're here at this channel right now, they know we don't give a shit anymore. Just like Lightworker Williams said, Isaiah 54:17. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, against principalities, against the rules of darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. So if Jesus and God's for us, who do we fear? We don't fear no narcissist, that's for damn sure. You know, this person finally got the message. And you know who they got the message from? It was from somebody in their own clique. Somebody that they just knew, somebody that they knew that they could trust and that trusted them. Somebody they felt like had they back. Somebody that felt, was in their corner. Somebody they could imagine, just charging through life with. But the biggest message that they got from this person that woke them the fuck up to let them know that they're next in line, besides them going through drama and their tribe giving it to them, was that person said, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And that person's like, wait, what? That's when they found out somebody thought that they was too scared to change anything. That's how they looked at him. Big ass chicken. So now this person is understanding that things don't make you happy. Things don't make you happy at all. No matter how happy you act, it's not these physical things that make you happy. And they realize too, they are receiving justice, just like you. Only that their justice is not the way that they had envisioned it to be. And your justice is not how they envisioned it to be either. But you had to survive a lot, a lifetime of bullshit fuckery. Now this person, this wise guy, they're asking for forgiveness. They're asking for you to please forgive them. And you know what? What saddens this person the most is that they expect you to say yes. All's forgiven. But that's not going to make them feel good in their heart. Because once again, when you wake up and you think about all that shit that you did for no fucking reason, and you start to grow up, you start to mature, wisdom, your chakras open, you realize, yes, there is a God, and yes, there are expectations of how I need to live, and yes, I need to get on the good foot. Yes, I need to be in my purpose. Yes, I got to grow the fuck up, and I got to change, because it's not about what man think. It's only what God thinks. That's all we got to worry about. We don't got to worry about nothing else. Just what God is thinking. How God feels about the situation. Because see, we could do shit and people go, oh, that's wrong. Naughty, naughty, bad, bad, bad. But God could look at us and say, good job, my child. That's exactly how I wanted this to be done. So that's why I'm saying we can't think about, oh, Uncle Fred, Aunt Mary, mom, dad, brother, sister. They're not gonna. It's not for them to make those judgment calls, because guess what? They aren't perfect either. And they do shit that we don't understand too. So just because we do shit that they don't understand don't mean that they can sit here and make judgments and cast judgments and we're supposed to be ashamed or whatever. That's not it. That ain't it. That ain't hardly it. But this flying monkey is waking up. They're realizing that they was a flying fucking monkey. I'm telling you, somebody wants to come. They want to see you. Because they know that you know what to do. But this person is also missing you. It's like your absence is definitely felt. This is why this person wants to visit you. They want to tell you, you know what? They now know about this backstory. They want to tell you, I understand about the back. I understand now. I get it. I get it. They get it now because after you left, narcissists had to find a new supply. This is why they realize the importance of always just being themselves. Because everybody else is already taken. And you're not going to be happy trying to be anyone else. So why not just be you? Do you? Love you. Be proud to be you. Because there ain't nobody else out there like you. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Something about somebody's now looking at what they feel is like a generational curse. They're looking at their ancestry and they are exploring things that have gone on in the past. You know, other times things have gone on in the past, and maybe other generations that somebody was that one, was the scapegoat, was that black sheep. It's like talking to other family members. They're like, oh yeah, well, cousin so and so. Yeah, cousin so and so, they wasn't shit either. And it's like, well, what made them not shit? Oh, who knows? And we just always, it was just okay for us to fuck with them because they wasn't shit. This is why this person knows that they need to ask for some forgiveness. Because they know that where they allow themselves to go, they shouldn't have gone. This person is asking for forgiveness. They want somebody to, yeah. Because, it's almost like now they're looking at somebody's objective. What was the whole reason for doing something? And it's like this person had to sit back and try and even remember. And they can't remember what the reason for them even doing something in the first damn place. Like they just jumped on a fucking bandwagon. But like I said, you spoke something about this wise guy. And it's happening. It's happening. You already said to this person what was going to happen. You already said it. And they didn't believe it. But so whenever you took your energy away, narcissists had to find a new supply. And guess who they found? It was them that was the new expectation for everybody to compete with. Everybody to clown. Everybody to put down. Everybody to talk shit about. They was the new supply. Hey, behaving goals, how are you? And I'm telling you, this person is haunted by the shit that they've done. They can't get past that. They cannot get past it. You talk about regrets. They're haunted, as they should be. What's the message, Spirit? Now they want to get out. Because with you being the new supply, you only want to be the new one if you're the new star. And this person, they still, like I said, their throat chakra has not opened up yet. They still afraid to speak up for themselves. They still afraid to tell them people, go fuck yourself. You, and poke them in their forehead when you saying it. Go fuck yourself. That's what they cheat to do, but they're too afraid. I'm telling you, and they didn't realize how timid they were until somebody said, man, you ain't gonna, girl, sit your dumb ass down. You ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing, and slap them upside the head. But that embarrassment served its purpose. That was the perfect thing for them to do, was be embarrassed, because it served its purpose. It showed this person exactly what they was doing. They thought they was being sovereign. They thought that I'm not choosing sides. You chose sides when you chose not to say anything to watching somebody else, and not just watching somebody else, but you jumping in and abusing too, because we're going to keep it a buck. There wasn't that bullying, that's abuse. That tough love where you trying to knock somebody down and they can't get ahead, that's abuse. Calling somebody all this kind of crazy shit to make them feel a certain way and not good, that's abuse. Blaming somebody for some shit they didn't even do, that's abuse. Trying to get somebody fired, that's abuse. Let's keep it a buck and call it what it is. Now somebody sees things differently, especially that person